hao, it's in Chinese, and hyvää päivää is in Finnish. Just now we are in Chinese language course, and I think that next we are in language in Russia, and of course I have to learn English all the time. So my name is Pertti Malkki, and just now I'm in third time in Kazakhstan, first time in Karaganda, but I have a strong feeling that I will be here very soon, I think so. And my colleague Marjo Palovaara, she is responsible of our nursing education in English in Finland, and she is also responsible in our Chinese operations. And just now we are telling you about our Sino-Finnish, China-Finnish nursing school. We operate in Jilin city with Beihua University, and we have been over there about 4 years, and we have about 600 students just now over there, and they will get about 30% of the degrees from our university. So, here's our content. And what is the situation in nursing in China? Currently, situation almost 1.5 million people over there. Currently, China is facing a lack of nurses, and the country is developing very rapidly, and there is challenges in healthcare. For instance, the existence of cardiovascular disease and so on. And Chinese scale and Finnish scale is of course a little bit different, because in Finland we have our population is only 5.5 million, and in China, as I said, about 1.5 million. But the problem or challenge is the same in our countries. People are aging all the time. Number of more than 65 years people are growing all the time. That's the situation in China. And development of Finnish nursing, I would like to say 2 points over there. Year 1980s, nursing science in universities, the role is independent over there. And second was this year 1998, 6 bachelor degree programs. After that we are operating in universities of applied sciences. And here is base for Finnish nursing in this slide. We have only this one possibility, bachelor level education, 3.5 years. Of course, we have just now nurses with vocational education, but in our country there is a wide lifelong learning idea and wide continuing education system. And also we have many regulations and lines from European Union and World Health Organization. And we can say that Finnish nursing degree is very valid, because it's valid almost all over the world. And Beihua University, where we operate, it's about 900 kilometers from Beijing, northeast from Beijing, and it's province-owned university within more than 20,000 students. And you can see in the left that there is in China, there is in Chinese nursing education different kind of levels, but the aim is that students do this bachelor level degree in China. And Marjo will tell about what we do in practical level in China.
Okay. This was the situation in 2013 when we started to do the cooperation, and we made a 10-year plan. So the preparatory phase was that we discussed about the aims of the Chinese partner and the Finnish partner, and decided that we start this kind of a model of education, and also that it would include the teacher competence development and different kinds of quality work for the schools as well. And it required also the joint curricular work. We had different kinds of plans for the implementation and decided that the 4+0 model is the main model, which means that we from Finland travel to China to teach the students, and the students don't come to Finland, and therefore they won't get our degree, but 1/3 of their degree comes from Finland, and they get an international nursing status in China. And the aim at that point was that we would get double degree program, at least for some of the selected students. The curriculum development work, I'm sure many of us has done that before, so at first we have to look at each country's requirements for different kinds of professions and see how they fit together. And then we make competence structures, curriculum structures, course structures, and then we go to the student level to see what kind of learning outcomes and what kind of a competent nurse would then graduate at the end of the pipeline. This is just an example of the curriculum comparison. There's our nursing curriculum compared to Beihua's nursing curriculum, and see how much they get from us, how much they get from there, and how do we put the degree together. The model of implementation was decided to be this kind of packages, that we travel there 4 times, so that each student would meet us 4 times during their 2nd and 3rd study year, and always 2 teachers traveling and the students studying certain courses, selected courses, and that the e-learning would be all the time, would get a bigger role in the implementation.
And here I want to say that this e-learning line is growing all the time. Terry Bolton's excellent presentation about MOOCs. In our own students, they want just now that our university is open 24/7 and by mobile system. And just now we are thinking what we do in global system. And this is also in our university strategy, that we make more and more e-learning systems. And we find or we know that our own students' demand is that just now.
So each time the pair of teachers to travel to China, we decided that the model of learning is blended learning, so that before we go they have pre-learning tasks. When we are there, we give as little lectures as possible, but put them to work, and then they would have some kind of post-course assignments and be there with our e-learning platform, which is looking like this at the moment. The coaching model for teachers was also created. It meant that all of the Chinese teachers who teach in this Sino-Finnish nursing education would come to Finland and spend 3 months with us, with different kinds of stages. So they would first be introduced to Finnish nursing education, to European regulations for nursing, and then they would come to Finland and have a first observation period, then taking part period, and then maybe at the end a more independent teachers period in our university to get to know how we do it and so on. Here are more of the contents of the teacher coaching. It had teaching methods, quality for work, for example, student feedback systems. Practice is very different, clinical practice, how it's done in Finland and in China, so we needed to concentrate onto that, so that they would understand how our nurses in the hospitals tutor the students during their practices and so on. And also then the curriculum development, so that they would understand how the curriculum has been developed, how we have been taken into account the Chinese regulations and the European regulations.
And here, how do we manage this Sino-Finnish nursing school? We have this kind of joint management committee with 7 members. Our university's vice rectors belong to these joint management committees, and deans of schools. For example, I belong to this joint management committee, and Marjo, the head of these bachelor degrees, belong to this committee. And we make Skype meetings around the year, and at least once a year we meet face-to-face and discuss all the things which are on the table. If there is something, problems or development areas, we discuss straightly, and if mostly things go very well, we discuss also that. But this is very important system system in this project. And also we have this teaching working group with 4 members, and they are handling more practical issues.
Here's just some pictures of students there in China, and compared to our teaching, we have always about 25 students in a group where we teach in Finland, and in China I might have 150, and they like to have competence-based learning methods, so it kind of like requires a lot of innovations from the teacher to be able to do that, so that everyone learns something. So this is where we are now. So we started 4 years ago. So at the moment we are in the process of Chinese Ministry of Education approval process, and we really like to think that we are going to be passing the evaluation and be able to continue with the cooperation. And at the moment we have 2 kinds of models running here. We have the 4+0 model where most of the students take part, but then we have this 2+1+1 where the students come to Finland for 1 year, and with the accreditation process they also get the degree from us, so they get a double degree. So one of the main aims for the project has actually been accomplished in 4 years. And the competence of the teachers, there have been 6 teachers coming to Finland for the 3-month period, and next step for that is to deepen the idea and bring those same teachers back to Finland, and maybe give them more like official education in our teacher education college, for example. So this is then just the overall picture. So we have prolonged the contract for 4 years already now, and at the end of the contract period that we have now, we have educated 1,000 students in China.
And this slide shows or tells us also that if you plan something very well, about half is done. Okay, sometimes you have to done more, but we have a very clear picture in 2025 what we are doing with Chinese partners. And believe or not, this model functions very well in practice also. And here was the last slide, and this was the very short presentation about Finnish nursing school. And if you want to ask more, do not hesitate to ask when we are on break and so on. Thank you.